very good evening and welcome to the National News Telecast with the latest updates from home and across borders. I'm Vibhuda Vijay Pandal.
A very good evening. I'm Kenza Farooq. Let's take a look at your headlines for tonight.
Two petitions filed against emergency regulations of the President during Cyclone Ditwa dismissed. Efforts to create wrong notions regarding the taking into custody of Suresh Sali condemned, says the media spokesman of the Colombo Archdiocese. Presentation of Himikama Freehold Deeds National Programme in Anuradhapura tomorrow. President's Secretary instructs officials to expedite the process of providing relief to the people affected by Cyclone Ditwa. The fire at the Keravalapitia waste disposal site extinguished, a decision also to call for a special report. Surgery facilities free of cost for children affected with bone marrow cancer in this country. A new insurance scheme for those who are engaged in diving in fisheries industry. And in news overseas, the number of deaths in Brazil floods gone up to 46, 21 persons still missing.
And now for those stories and other news items in detail, we're starting off with local news. Two petitions filed against emergency regulations of the President during Cyclone Ditwa dismissed. The Supreme Court ordered to quash two fundamental rights petitions without a hearing filed requested to issue an order to the effect that the emergency regulations declared by the President during Cyclone Ditwa violates fundamental human rights.
The three-judge bench issued the order today after a long consideration of facts in this regard. President Kumar Dissanayake imposed emergency regulations on the 29th of November last year. After Cyclone Ditwa, Attorney-at-Law Athamlebbe Asat and the Policy Centre had filed the two fundamental rights petitions stating that it violates fundamental human rights. The petition was taken up in the presence of three-judge bench comprising Chief Justice Preeti Padman Surasena, Justices Kumudini Vikramasinghe and Arjuno Besekara. After considering all concerned facts, the bench of judges stated that the fundamental rights being violated by imposing of emergency law has not been confirmed by the facts in these petitions.
Now the media spokesman to the Colombo Archdiocese, Reverend Father Cyril Gamini, says that the effort taken to build a wrong notion in society by delivering various definitions to the incident of taking former Chief of State Intelligence Service Suresh Sali into custody is totally condemned. Media spokesman to the Colombo Archdiocese, Reverend Father Cyril Gamini, said that investigations into the Easter Sunday terrorist attacks had completely come to a standstill after Gotabaya Rajapaksa became president. He further said that no CID investigations had taken place during President Ranil Wickremesinghe's tenure. He said that it was only after the present government came into power that the previously halted investigations into the Easter Sunday attacks were restarted in an orderly manner. As a result of the ongoing investigations, he noted that Suresh Sali had now been taken into custody. Reverend Father Cyril Gamini further said that as far as they understood, Sali was only a suspect at this stage and that whether he was guilty or not would ultimately be decided by a court of law. He added that they rejected and condemned attempts to creating misleading opinions within society by giving various interpretations regarding the arrest. He further emphasized that a person's status, whether as a member of the military, a politician or part of the elite, did not matter before the law. He said that they had observed the investigations for 7 years and had waited patiently for justice and truth to prevail. He urged the public to remain patient and stressed that it was important to allow the Criminal Investigations Department to conduct its investigations independently. He also called on everyone not to obstruct the investigation process and said that all should stand with the victims of the brutal attack, adding that such solidarity was a matter of humanity.
Moving on, presentation of Himikama Freehold Deeds National Programme will commence in Anuradhapura tomorrow, led by President Kumar Dissanayake. The objective is to award absolute ownership to people who are using lands by developing them awarded through the Land Development Ordinance under permits and grants. Various problems have been surfaced during the development of those lands in the form of economic unit and using them for human and development necessities due to the non-availability of absolute ownership for them. Steps will be taken now to issue freehold deeds as per the Lands Ordinance Act by removing the conditions of permits and grants issued at present. Freehold deeds will be awarded for the permits and grants handed over to the government by one's will. 500 recipients in Anuradhapura district will receive freehold deeds tomorrow. The program will be held island-wide in the future on district basis.
The Housing Aid National Programme commenced yesterday from the Anuradhapura district under the patronage of Ministers Susil Ranasinghe and Vasanta Samarsinghe. The government has allocated a sum of 9,700 million rupees for this programme. Under the One's Own Place Beautiful Life National Housing Aid Programme opening ceremony to distribute cheques to construct houses was held at the Anuradhapura District Secretariat. Under this programme, financial aid will be granted to families living in shanties of temporary shelters covering all the Gram and Iladari divisions in the island. At the first stage, 9,700 houses are to be constructed within this year. In the Gampaha district housing project, 125 recipients were provided with cheques yesterday. 1,058 houses are scheduled to be constructed in the Gampaha district under this programme. Distribution of cheques for 303 recipient families at the first stage in the Kurunegala district was held at the Kurunegala Pradeshya Sabha Auditorium. Yesterday, headed by Deputy Minister T.B. Sarat, cheques amounting to 45.45 million rupees were distributed. The Madhya district distribution of cheques was held yesterday at the district secretariat. 112 recipients received relevant cheques at this occasion. 563 new houses are to be constructed in the Madhya district. Minister Saroja Polraj and many others were present at this event.
Secretary to the President Dr. Nandika Sanat Kumanayaka has instructed concerned officials to expedite the process of providing relief to the people affected by Cyclone Ditwa at the 16th session of the Progress Review meeting for disaster management held today. The Secretary to the President pointed out that there is possibility to expedite provision to relief to the affected people and stressed the necessity of obtaining accurate information for this purpose. Identifying proper lands and the necessity of the construction houses as per the recommendations and guidelines of the National Building Research Organization was also emphasized. The Secretary also informed the officials to pay special attention to the appeals made by people who did not receive compensation and other allowances. Defence Secretary Retired Air Vice Marshal Sampath Tuyankonta, officials of the Ministry of Public Administration, provincial councils and local government along with other officials were also present during this discussion.
A media briefing to inform the media on Tel IGP service was held in Colombo today with the participation of police media spokesperson ASP FU Wootler. Police media spokesman ASP FU Wootler stated that any citizen, whether local or foreign, including Sri Lankans residing overseas or foreign nationals living abroad, could connect with the Tel IGP project to provide specific, confidential or important information either by revealing their identity or anonymously. He said the authorities highly value the information currently being received from Sri Lankans living overseas regarding organized crimes. He further explained that through this initiative, members of the public could inform the Inspector General of Police about crimes occurring within the respective police divisions, civil disputes requiring attention, traffic violations, incidents of corruption or any other public grievances or issues they were facing. ASP Wootler also noted that the public could access the official Sri Lanka Police website at www.police.lk and navigate to the e-services section where the Tel IGP icon was available. By selecting this option, individuals could submit their personal details along with the relevant information related to their complaint. He added that complainants also had the facility to upload attachments including photographs or documents as annexures to support their submissions. In the meantime, a special police motorcycle patrol unit has been initiated covering the Colombo North Police Division. Passing out of the police officers of this unit was held at the Modara police station premises under the patronage of SSP Eric Pereira. All the 9 police areas in the Colombo North Division and Colombo North Crime Investigations Division have deployed 6 specially trained armed officers with 3 motorbikes to each police station. This around-the-clock special motorbike unit is scheduled to immediately respond to incidents of underground activities, narcotic raids, robberies and other crimes, and to instant road barriers.
Facilities to conduct surgery free of cost in this country for children suffering from bone marrow cancer has been established at the National Apeksha Hospital, Maharagama. Consultant physician Dr. Prabhani Madhumarachi, chief of the bone marrow transplanting unit for children, revealed this during a program held yesterday. An ultrasound scan machine valued at 15 million rupees has been donated to the National Apeksha Hospital yesterday with the coordination of the Hospital Development Committee. Chief of the Bone Marrow Transplanting Unit for Children, consultant physician Dr. Prabhani Madhumarachi, said that this is the only hospital within the government hospital system that had a dedicated unit for blood and bone marrow transplants for children with cancer. She explained that if such treatment were carried out in a foreign country, some people would have to spend more than 30 or 40 million rupees. Now, Minister of State and Foreign Affairs of Portugal, Paulo Rangel, met with Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya at the Prime Minister's office recently. During the discussions, the attention was drawn to explore potential collaborations across multiple sectors of mutual interest while focusing on in-depth discussions and strengthening cooperation in the tourism sector. Climate change and its impacts were also discussed extensively, with emphasis on shared vulnerabilities and the need for collective action. The Prime Minister highlighted opportunities for collaboration in education, particularly in research, innovation and technology development. The meeting was attended by Ambassador of Portugal to Sri Lanka, João Ribeira de Almeida, Deputy Political Director, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Portugal, Dr. Alexandra Bilderio, and Chief of Staff of the Minister, Dr. Philip Ramalho. Sri Lankan delegation included Secretary to the Prime Minister Pradeep Saputantri, Additional Secretary Sagarika Bogawata, and the officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
The National Health Development Committee met today under the leadership of the Minister of Health, Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, at the main auditorium of the Sri Lanka Foundation Institute. The National Health Development Committee has been established to formulate the necessary plans, national health policies and strategic development guidelines for the future advancement of the free healthcare service of the country. During the meeting, attention was focused on the establishment of Arogya Wellness Centres island-wide to ensure the public's right to access the optimal benefits of the healthcare system with dignity and respect. The ongoing pilot project of this initiative was also reviewed extensively. Furthermore, based on proposal by Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, discussions were held regarding the formation of a task force for non-communicable diseases. This task force is intended to operate through the coordination of institutions under the Ministry of Health, other ministries, the business community, the general public, the media and both government and non-governmental organizations. The meeting was also highlighted the necessity of digitalizing the healthcare system to transform it into a more efficient service. Additionally, the Ministry of Health's target to eliminate rabies from the country by the year 2030 was discussed at length. The Secretary to the Ministry of Health and Mass Media, consultant physician Dr. Anil Jasinger, along with several other government officials, attended the meeting.
Moving on, a new insurance scheme has been introduced for the fishing community engaged in diving activities in fisheries by the Agricultural and Agrarian Insurance Board. The divers and the association had made requests earlier since a long time requesting to introduce a new insurance scheme for them. Accordingly, a compensation of 1.2 million rupees will be awarded for a death while engaged in diving for fisheries-related purposes. The scheme also covers temporary occasions of incapacitation due to an accident while diving in sea or a freshwater reservoir. A compensation of 1.2 million and 1.5 million rupees of insurance coverage and various schemes have also been introduced, where the fishermen will have to pay only 1,920 rupees per annum for an insurance cover.
Now, a ceremony has been organized in Colombo yesterday to mark the National Day of Japan. It was organized by the Japanese Embassy in Sri Lanka.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa graced this occasion as the chief guest. He was welcomed by the Ambassador of Japan in Sri Lanka, Akio Izumata. The National Day to commemorate the coronation of the first Emperor of Japan and the birthday of the Japanese Emperor was celebrated at this occasion. Ministers, foreign diplomats and some officials were present at this occasion.
I wish to extend warmest congratulations and best wishes to His Imperial Majesty Emperor Naruhito on the occasion of his 66th birthday. I also take this opportunity to extend sincere felicitations to Prime Minister Sane Takaichi and the Liberal Democratic Party for their resounding victory at the recently concluded elections and reaffirm Sri Lanka's strong commitment to further strengthening cooperation between the two countries. 2.5 million USD grant for relief efforts relating to Cyclone Ditwa and the emergency medical team that was dispatched by Japan in the immediate aftermath of the disaster are manifestations of Japan's continuous and generous support to Sri Lanka and her people. The number of high-level visits that have taken place between our two countries is a further testimony to the abiding friendship and solidarity between our countries. The government of Sri Lanka deeply appreciates Japan's continued support for the country's economic stabilization and development efforts, as well as its constructive partnership in our national priorities aimed at rebuilding Sri Lanka while upholding good governance, transparency, anti-corruption measures, and sustainable development initiatives.
There are many more touching stories untold behind long-standing friendship between Japan and Sri Lanka, such as a Japanese foster parents educational scholarship program run by a non-profit organization located at Sri Mahindarama Temple in Kotte, connecting financially strained Sri Lankan children to Japanese families through a nationwide network of Buddhist temples of both countries. This program, having benefited 16,000 Sri Lankan children so far, marks the 40th anniversary this year. More than 200 eyes are donated every year from Sri Lanka to Japan. Over the past several decades, Japan also launched a plan to create an export-oriented industrial corridor involving Japan and Sri Lanka, aiming at deeply integrating Sri Lanka into a regional value chain. Under the plan, Sri Lanka's strengths in key manufacturing sectors will be fully utilized, getting connected with regional markets and being supported by Japanese investment.
Moving on to more local news, the fire that broke out this morning at the Keravalapitia waste disposal site has been completely extinguished. This was achieved through a joint operation by the Sri Lanka Navy and the Colombo Fire Service Department. It has been observed that the fire has caused significant impact on the local ecosystem and the lives of residents in the area. The Ministry of Environment has focused special attention on the accumulation of combustible gases such as methane, which occurs due to a natural pressure and biological processes when waste is disposed of in wetlands. In light of this situation, Deputy Minister Anton Jayakuri has called for a comprehensive investigation report. The Deputy Minister has instructed the Secretary to the Ministry of Environment to provide an immediate report covering the utilizing the technical expertise of the ozone unit and the Central Environment Authority to assess the impact of the fire on the ozone layer and the atmosphere, investigating the causes behind this disaster and determining if any administrative or technical lapses contributed to the incident, and outlining the necessary steps to restore the wetland system destroyed by the fire. Government Medical Officers Association conducted all religious observances recently to mark the centenary of the association. The Catholic Religious Affairs was held at the All Saints Church in Borella today under the patronage of the Archbishop Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit. About 100 members of the GMOA were present at this occasion.
As I congratulate you on the occasion of the 100th anniversary association, my thoughts go out to all the doctors who have served humanity in its long history and have become saints, from St. Luke the Apostle and the patron saint of doctors, modern day saints like Dr. Saint Giuseppe Moscati. It is for this reason that in achieving high levels of joy and spiritual nobility in society, close partnership between you, the doctors, and we, the spiritual leaders, is required. While you work to heal bodily and psychosomatic disorders in human beings, religion and religious values give society motivation, direction, and heroism in the fuller joy-filled living out of human life. There is no antithesis really between what you do and what we do. They are complementary as we finally aim at making human life a noble experience. You serve the cause of medical health and wholeness, while we serve the cause of spiritual health and wholeness. We both serve life and need to collaborate in working to enhance human dignity and nobility.
Now the inaugural harvesting of the newly started avocado plantation, which was initiated under the Agri-Innovative Project, commenced at the Nellore area in Bandarwala yesterday. It was held with the participation of Governor of the Uva province, Kapila Jayasekara. This plantation was launched as an agri-innovation project of the Department of Agriculture in 2022, which selected 300 farmers from the Badula district. Each farmer was provided with 50 avocado saplings, safety nets and other equipment, fertilizer and guidelines for half an acre land. The required budded stumps were brought from Australia under special safety systems. Our correspondent said that after 3 years, the first harvest was gathered yesterday. This hash variety of avocado fruits are medium-sized and used to manufacture oil required for cosmetics industry. The Uva Provincial Agricultural Department expects to expand the project in order to earn a huge sum of foreign exchange by exporting avocado oil.
Now in your weather news for tonight, fair weather is expected to prevail over most parts of the islands today, according to the latest forecast. However, showers or thunder showers may occur at a few locations in the southern province and in the Ratnapura and Munragala districts after 2 p.m. While misty conditions are likely in several provinces and districts during the early morning hours.
The Colombo Stock Exchange ended today's trading positively. The all-share price index closed at 23,781.23 after rising by 78.13 points, which represents a 0.33% change. The S&P SL20 index closed at 6,710.17, up by 24.90 points and 0.37%. Total market capitalization at the close of trading stood at 8.427 trillion rupees. Market turnover for the day amounted to 4.911 billion rupees, with 195.92 million shares traded. And now we move on to a short commercial break. On the other side, world news.
hot and spicy cricket fun. KTM හිස්තනක් සැෂේ පැකට්ටුවේ ඇති අංකය සඳහන් කර 23:43ට SMS කරන්න. රුපියල් මිලියනයක සුපිරි ත්‍යාගයක් සතිපතා රුපියල් 50,000 සහ රුපියල් 25,000 මුදල් තෑගි සහ දිනපතා රීලෝඩ් දිනා ගන්න. මාර්තු 15 දක්වා පමණයි. ප්‍රීමා කොතුමි ෆන් තමයි.
Welcome back. Now taking a look at your international news. The death toll from the floods in Brazil has now risen to 46. Authorities in the country say that 21 people are still missing. The floods have severely affected the southeastern state of Minas Gerais in Brazil. Several landslides were also reported along with a heavy rainfall. The majority of the deaths have been reported from the city of Juiz de Fora. The country's emergency services say that many houses and buildings remain covered in layers of mud. Operations to search for the missing persons are continuing. Authorities say that around 3,600 residents of the state have been displaced. Due to the torrential rains that have been falling since last Monday, about 20 landslides incidents have been reported in the city of Juiz de Fora. Now taking a look at your sports news, Sri Lanka's hopes of entering the semi-finals of the World Cup T20 cricket tournament collapsed yesterday with a defeat by 61 runs at the hands of New Zealand in their second match in the Super 8 round.
Now New Zealand batting first in the match played at the R. Premadasa International Cricket Stadium in Colombo scored 168 runs for 7 wickets in their 20 overs. They lost their first 6 wickets for 84 runs. Later Mitchell Santner and Cole McConchie added 84 runs for the 7th wicket. Santner scored 47 runs in 26 balls while Cole McConchie was unbeaten on 31 runs. In bowling, Mahesh Theekshana and Dushmantha Chambira captured 3 wickets each. In reply, Sri Lanka could only manage 107 runs, losing 8 wickets in 20 overs. Kamith Mendid top scored with 31 runs, while Dunith Wellalage added a supportive 29 runs to the total. In bowling for the New Zealand side, Rachin Ravindra captured 4 wickets for 27 runs. With this defeat, Sri Lanka is now out of the tournament and the country has been unable to qualify for the semi-finals in the T20 World Cup tournament after being the winners of the 2014 edition of the T20 World Cup.
And finally, Battle of the Maroons, the big match between Ananda College and Nalanda College, Colombo, will be commencing tomorrow. This will also be the first big match of this year's annual school cricket matches. The Battle of the Maroons will be held for the 96th time this year. The match will commence at the SSC grounds in Colombo, will be played during 3 days. In the history of the big match, Ananda College emerged victorious on 12 occasions, while Nalanda College was able to win 7 times. The remaining matches ended in draws. Nalanda College won a big match for the last time in 2022, while Ananda College registered its last victory in 2003. Annual one-day matches between the two teams will be played at the SSC grounds on the 7th of next month. In the form of day-night match for the first time, Ananda College team is led by Kitma with Nanapati Renage, while Osanda Pamutage will skipper the Nalanda team.
And with that, we end today's national news telecast. Signing off, I'm Vibhuda Vijay Bandar alongside Kenza Farah. Good night.
Good night.